In 2018, the Camp Fire in the town of Paradise became the most deadly and destructive wildfire in California's history. Hours after the fire ravaged the town, residents and leaders gathered in the early morning to discuss recovery. Since then, HCD has worked with Paradise to help them rebuild and become more resilient. HCD's Community Development Block Grant disaster recovery programs help communities rebuild after disaster strike. In 2023, Paradise celebrated the groundbreaking of a new affordable housing development, Eagle Point, which will house low-income individuals and families with priority given to those who were directly affected by the Camp Fire.
No community that has experienced such a significant disaster should certainly have in their long-term recovery the same problems they had pre-disaster. And so here we see a community that, like many others, had existing affordable housing needs, but they have taken a big step, not only in addressing what was there before, but also addressing the exacerbated need for that housing so that folks can just come back home.
Now, Eagle Point is almost completed and will soon bring residents home.
This is a huge milestone for us. Seeing Eagle Point coming from, having the groundbreaking to now getting near completion is so exciting for this community. We have come so far in the 5 years since the Camp Fire. It's really incredible. I think I can speak for a lot of people here that, in those very first days, it felt really overwhelming and scary. But over time, we could see that there was hope and there was a light at the end of this process.
In addition to supporting housing development, HCD's CDBG-DR programs also help fund critical infrastructure. These infrastructure repairs and improvements help communities recover and rebuild and make them safer for residents in the years to come.
One of the mottos that we've established early on in our recovery, that infrastructure is housing. This program really enables us to bring that infrastructure to Paradise to help create more housing. Without investment in disaster recovery for infrastructure, you're not going to see the rebuild and return of housing because residents will just choose to live somewhere else. That one is one of our 21 early warning sirens. They actually can have audible instructions, but really the message for our community is if you hear these going off, no matter what they say and what they sound like, it's time to go. We just put up new signs about evacuation zones and awareness and which zone you're leaving and which zone you're entering, kind of like a tsunami hazard zone. All of these things would have helped, but not one thing by itself would have fixed it or would have prevented it. But the goal is to build back stronger, more resilient, and incorporate all these techniques.
I think one of the very first things we noticed after the fire was nature started to come back through the ashes, literally. And so nothing could stop that. Nothing could stop nature from coming back. And sometimes when nature is faced with adversity, it comes back in a stronger way, but also in a different way. And we are coming back just like nature came back. It's unstoppable, but we're coming back in a different and better way.